Hello, it's Luke Michael Howard, Ph.D. in clinical hypnotist and owner of Hypnosis. And today's video is entitled 4 Ways to Lose Weight, or the 4 best ways to release weight. That you can use all of these 4 even without hypnosis, but combining the following 4 protocols that I'm going to share with you with hypnosis makes this an unbelievable way to release weight once and for all. Notice that I'm saying release weight instead of weight loss, because as our unconscious mind processes words have effect on our neurology. And when you think of the word loss, it's, you know, you've lost your job, you've lost a loved one, you've lost a relationship, you've lost your cell phone. These are all very unpleasant situations. So when you think about weight loss in general, your unconscious mind, the bit that we're working with, in actual fact doesn't want to lose anything, because it thinks losing things is bad. So I use the term weight release as much as I can remember, but even I sometimes slip up. So here are the 4 protocols, the 4 ways to lose weight easily and effectively that don't involve going to the gym, having a crazy workout, a miracle supplement or pill, or any kind of crazy surgery, or hiring an expensive trainer or expensive gym membership. Number 1, when you're hungry, eat. Really simple, right? But I don't mean head hungry. I don't mean, oh, I'm bored right now, or I'm sad right now, or I'm excited right now, or I'm happy right now, and you eat. No, it's not an emotional thing. If the hunger comes from here, you got something you need to work on. I mean tummy hungry. When your tummy says, I'm hungry, eat. Now that might sound ridiculously simple. I had a client a couple of weeks ago, and we were working on weight loss, and I told her to do this. And we had one session on a Saturday, the following session on a Sunday. And I'm like, just eat when you are tummy hungry, not from a head hunger part. So she came back the next day, and it's approximately 24 hours or so after. And I asked her, how did it go? And she goes, I actually did not get hungry for the first 21 hours. I was not physically hungry. So she didn't eat. After 21 hours, her tummy told her in no uncertain terms, hey, I'm hungry, eat. So she ate. But only eat when you're tummy hungry, not head hungry. If there's an emotional thing that's going on, you've got some stuff that you need to work on, and hypnosis is great for that. So protocol number 1 is when you're hungry, tummy hungry, eat. Protocol number 2 is eat what you want to eat, not what you think you should eat. What does that mean? It means that if in front of you, you have some Brussels sprouts and some broccoli, and you don't like those, but you're told that they're healthy for you, and you have a piece of cheesecake, a slice of cheesecake that you really enjoy. If you really want the cheesecake, but you don't want the Brussels and the broccoli, for example, eat the friggin' cheesecake. If you really want the broccoli and the other things, then you can eat those, but you know, it's just weird if you'd rather eat that than cheesecake. But you eat what you want, not what you think you should eat. See, every diet works short term if you follow it, because it's lowering down your options. It's closing down your bandwidth of what you could eat, what you can put into your body, whether that's low carbs, low fat, juicing, whatever it might be, or Weight Watchers counting points, counting calories. Initially, it's going to work, which means you're going to lose weight. But eventually, as science shows us, and any studies will show this, go on Google Scholar, you'll find this out for free, the health and weight loss industry has a fail rate of around about 98%, and I'm being conservative there. It means 98% of the time, everyone who tries to lose weight not only gains all the weight back, but on average an extra 5 to 7 pounds on top of where they were. But now they're out of pocket, and they're doing the yo-yo dieting, which is bad for your metabolism. And when you say you can't eat something, if I say you're never allowed to eat any carbs anymore, what are you going to do? You're only going to focus on carbs, because you're like, well, I can never eat them anymore. If I say to you, you're never allowed to eat chocolate again, and you love chocolate, what are you going to do? You're only going to focus on eating chocolate. If I say to you, don't think of a blue tree, what do you have to do to process the sentence? You have to think of a blue tree. So here's the thing, once you take away anything from your diet, out of pure willpower, you might go a couple of days, maybe even a couple of weeks, but eventually you will break, and you won't just eat 1 donut, you'll eat 10, you'll eat 20, you'll eat 30, and you'll become addicted to them because you were told not to do something. So in this is not a diet. You're allowed to eat whatever you want. That does not mean that you eat a whole friggin' cheesecake that's for a family of 5. No, that's not what it means. As Tiger joins me now, And Tiger needs to lose a bit of weight as well, but I don't like to tell her because sometimes she gets upset and bites me. But it just means you eat what you want to eat, not what you think you should eat. Because when you realise that you can truly eat anything but the right level in moderation, and you realise no food's a sin, nothing becomes so much of a big deal then. When you start to edit the foods that you can eat, well, I'm never going to eat chocolate again, even though I love it. I'm never going to eat donuts again, even though I love it, because then what happens is eventually you'll break, as most people do most of the time, and they'll eat way too much of it. But when you realise that if you truly want to eat it, you can eat it, but you eat it in moderation, then it starts to take away that barrier. You stop playing that game with yourself of what I can eat, what I can't eat. So protocol number 2 is eat what you want you should eat, what you want to eat, not what you think you should eat. Okay? Number 3, I'm going to unpackage number 3 for you. Number 3 is eat consciously. Most people that I know, myself formerly included, would eat completely unconsciously. What do I mean by this? Most people who come into my office think they're coming to be hypnotized because I am the hypnotist, right? But in actual fact, most of the time I'm de-hypnotizing people because they're already in a trance. But it's a pretty shitty trance that's limiting your life and causing some kind of suffering. So protocol number 3 is eat consciously. It's turning an unconscious process of eating into a conscious process. Most people that have a problem with eating, emotional eating, with weight, they focus on food all the time, except for when they're eating, where they might be focusing on what they're going to eat later or what they'll do later, but they're not focusing on the food is in their mouth at that time. So they're taking away the joy from it. So whatever you're eating, whether it be something healthy or what we're told is healthy, broccoli, vegetables, whatever, or whether it's a piece of cheesecake, whether it's a frappuccino, enjoy the hell out of it. Chew it 20 to 30 times, whatever the food is. Put your knife and fork down in between every bite. If it's a smoothie or if it's a drink, take a sip, mouthful, put it down, then repeat 20 to 30 times. But chew the food 20 to 30 times so it becomes like liquid in your mouth. Always leave a bit of food in the plate, on the plate. Now I don't know if you're like me and you were brought up by well-meaning parents, but I was brought up with well-meaning parents that tried to put me in the clean plate club. What's a clean plate club? It goes a bit like this. It's a seed or a suggestion that's planted from a very early age, where it's like, oh, you've got to eat all your food on your plate so you can grow up and be big and strong. Or you've got to eat food on your plate so the kids in Africa are not going to die because they're starving. I had all this growing up, and most of my clients have, and by well-meaning parents or guardians most of the time. And really what that is a suggestion that they've put in our head, or a seed at a very young age, where it's not okay to leave food on our plate because I won't grow up and be big and strong, or someone's going to die in another country that you've never met before. There's no evidence to prove this, but we're told from a kid, and we forget about that suggestion and we operate it. Hence why a lot of people have this necessity to eat all the food on their plate, even though they started to feel satisfied about halfway into the plate. So all still part of number 3, protocol number 3, eating consciously. Leave some food on the plate. What does that mean? Does that mean you have to waste it and throw it away? No, you can eat it later when you're hungry. You can give it to your animal, your dog, probably not a cat, if she's a bit fat. Don't know, she's okay, she'll bite me later and tell me off, you see. Or you give it to a loved one or something, but just leave a bit of food on the plate, because what you're doing is you're training your unconscious mind, the bit we're working with, the bit that controls all this emotional eating anyways. It's okay for me to leave some food on the plate and nothing bad happens. My mum and dad don't call me up as an adult and be like, oh, I just saw on your video that you left food on your plate, I'm going to come by and ground you for a week. No. No one cares, you're the only one that's keeping score. So leave some food on the plate. If it's appropriate, close your eyes when you eat. What does that do? Science has shown us in studies that people who close their eyes when it's appropriate, when it's safe, when you eat, tend to eat about 50% less simply by closing their eyes, because most people, when it comes to overeating, have a very visual strategy. So what you do is you take out the visual cortex of once you know what your food is, and you just become gustatory, and it's focused on that sense of taste or olfactory smell. It knocks out the main sense, and people tend to find they eat far less when they close their eyes. Here's the most important one in number 3, and that is when you eat, eat consciously. Close your book, turn off the internet, put down your cell phone, close the tablet, turn off the TV, turn off the loud crazy music that you crazy kids listen to, and just be present, just be mindful, just be in the now when you're eating, it has a very powerful effect. If you're going to eat, whatever you're going to eat, at least be mindful, be present, meditate on that food and enjoy the hell out of it with no distractions. Because there's an interesting thing, 40, 50 years ago, the average meal would take on a minimum 20 minutes to eat, sometimes 30, 40 minutes to eat a meal that was probably a lot less than we're eating now. Now we scoff down all this food rather rapidly because we're multitasking, we're updating our Facebook, we're replying to that text, we're going on the OkCupid and seeing if we've got any love matches. We're doing all those things all the time, and that food that probably would have taken us 20 to 40 minutes 50 years ago to eat less of this food, now we're eating in 5 minutes because we're always in a rush, being pulled, distracted in multiple directions. So stop it. Stop the sound. Stop the nonsense. When you eat, that's all you do. And enjoy the hell out of it. It's alright to eat, so you better well friggin' enjoy it when you do it. So switch off all the distractions. And number 4, protocol number 4, is when you feel satisfied, stop. That's it. That's it. If that's all you did consistently through your life, you'd lose all the weight you needed, and pretty much most of your issues around food would be fixed on some level. Now, if there's a bunch of emotions bubbling underneath it, you might need to come to a hypnotist to have him to help you work with it. But if you just implemented those 4 things, you wouldn't need a trainer, you wouldn't need that miracle pill, you wouldn't need that super expensive gym membership. That would self-correct most of the problems, unless you have a lot of underlying issues there. So you're probably going to need to watch this video again. I do speak a bit fast, I'm very passionate when I make these videos. Maybe you need to take a pen and paper. Here's a quick recap. 4 protocols to lose weight, to release weight rapidly. Number 1, when you're hungry, tummy hungry, not head hungry, eat. Number 2, eat what you want, not what you think you should eat. Again, if you've been told, no, I can't eat cheesecake, too much carbs, too much fat, but there's broccoli there and you don't like it, but you want the cheesecake, eat the cheesecake. Just don't eat the whole damn cheesecake, alright? Moderation, number 2. Number 3, eat consciously. What does that mean? Chew your food 20 to 30 times. If it's a Slurpee, well, no, you shouldn't be drinking Slurpees. If it's a smoothie, take a sip, put it down. You know what I mean. 20 to 30 times. Put your knife and fork down between every bite. If it's appropriate, close your eyes when you eat. Always leave a bit of food on your plate that you can eat later or you can give away. It doesn't necessarily have to be waste. And also just be conscious when you eat. So turn off the cell phone, turn off the Facebook, close the laptop, the tablet, turn off the TV, close the newspaper, close the book, turn down the radio unless it's very peaceful, relaxing music. And number 4, when you feel satisfied, stop. Watch this video again, pick up the points, run with it. This is all that you do. This will help to self-correct most of your problems without even needing to come and see me or a hypnotist. When I work with people around weight, I go into these more in detail with them, and I help to really pull out those weeds of negative emotions that have been there, which have caused people to overeat and have unresolved things. But that's another video for another day. I've been Luke Michael Howard, PhD, clinical hypnotist, owner of Hypnosis, and this video has been the 4 protocols to release weight. And as I always like to say at the end of these videos, always believe.